Good morning. We are running about the same flight, going up the Sierras, up U Sierra. So this time we're going to start at Edwards Air Force Base, which I use quite frequently. I love the experimental aspects of Edwards, and of course it's on a giant lake bed. So if you have a mistake and you want to set down and you don't think you're going to hit the runway, if you miss, it doesn't much matter. Anyway, it's down here. It's underneath this little block, and here we can go out a little bit, and I guess that's Edwards right down there, just north of Los Angeles. Palmdale, Lancaster, and Mojave, and just down the hill from see Bakersfield right here, and Bakersfield goes up and over to Tehachapi, and we'll go by Lake Isabella again, and that's in here somewhere right around in there. We'll see that, and then 395 goes up here to the right, and we just want to take another look. One thing I missed was right in here, the big canyon. It's Kings Canyon. I knew there was a Kings Canyon National Park in there, and they have sequoias, giant sequoia trees in there. And I always wonder, what the hell are they doing up on the mountain? Well, they've got a big river called the Kings River, and that canyon, the river, all this snow melts and it runs off, and it runs down toward Fresno. That's probably why Fresno got developed, is it had good water coming out of the Kings River. Probably runs right into Fresno. So you see Salt Lake up here. We're not going that way. We're going up to the Carson Valley in Minden, and it's right up here next to Lake Tahoe. So let's get going. I'll point some things out along the way. Sometimes I miss on my words are incorrect, so you can correct me, or I usually correct myself, and sometimes I guess I don't correct myself. So we're going to use the hot rod today, which is the F-15. They are making a new F-15. It looks the same, but it's different, faster. The electronics are different, but this has always been a great airplane. They just happen to have it in the game, or the simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, up here in the upper left-hand corner. Oh, we can hit this. Sometimes we get a little difference what we get in the picture. So we're heading somewhat north. We're going to turn 230. We're heading west. We're going to have to head northwest to get up there, and we go ready to fly, and go outside, and we're going to make a right turn. We're going to be heading right at the sun. It's all right. We'll move the sun, starting at 2,200 feet above sea level. Let's get going. Figure it out when we get there. Take the brakes off. Looking back, rotate a little bit, get the wheels up, get the flaps up, let it just blast away here.
527 BC, Dreamliner 1, continue for west departure.
Alright.
527 BC, Dreamliner 1, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Okay, we're not going to talk to anybody on the way, so...
Tower 527 BC, Dreamliner 1, frequency change.
So we got to come around to our course here. Through the sound barrier. Just went through the sound barrier. Okay, we're getting on course. We're started seeing 395 probably goes right up through here. We go right over Lake Isabella. And we get out here, look back toward Mojave. There's the Great Lake down there. Edwards was, I guess, a test pilot. They named it after him. I forget what the name of the lake is. And looking back toward LA Basin is back that way. We'll keep it right here. Go a little bit right of course. We can go over to the other side and look over at Mojave. Excuse me, Mojave would be probably right there is Mojave Airport. And looking over here is Tehachapi, probably goes right across there over to Bakersfield. And we don't have to change the sun. Here we're going to go up, we'll go up to 30,000 feet. Excuse me. Get this baby ripping. I say 30,000, yeah. 30,000 feet. Might be able to get it to hold its altitude. We're coming in on course. See the needle moving in here. So now we can come back and start heading right on where the needle points to maintain our course. There's 29,000. Pretend they've cleared us for 30,000. I'll see if I can get the autopilot on. We want to look down at Lake Isabella. Let's see if we see it here. Might not see it. Haven't spotted it yet. We see it on the chart. Probably right over in there. I think that's Lake Isabella right over in there. And Bakersfield would be right down in there. We'll come back a little bit. We can bring up the chart. Not sure. Not sure. This may be Lake Isabella right here. Yeah, that could be it. I think, yeah, there's the two dams. So that's Lake Isabella right there. Okay, now what we're doing, looking over here, and where we're holding our altitude pretty well. I thought I was going to try. This is a little tricky turning on the autopilot on this, but we will. We're right on course, so we can come back to right on the heading, and what we're going to look for is Kings Canyon, which is probably right up in here, which collects the water to shoot down toward Fresno. This is supposed to be snow. We're down to 27,000 feet. We'll try to pick up Lone Pine. Let's see what we got here. Okay. There's Fresno. Yeah, I think 067, that's Lone Pine. Yeah, that's close to it. So we're coming up on that. This is probably Inyokern. Huh, no, not. Let's see. Yeah, there's Inyokern. We went by that a long time ago. Okay, we're just a little bit off. 067. This is Bishop up here. So we get up to 067, I think is pretty close to, so right along in here, one of these little spots along in here is going to be Mount Whitney. So we'll stick with this. This could be Kings Canyon right in here. Big, big depression. We're holding our altitude pretty well. But the expanse, now what I want to do is move the sun. Let's move the sun back so we get a little better look at these wonderful, wonderful mountains, the Sierras. And then we'll be able to see Kings Canyon. I think it's right up in here. I mistook it that we were getting close to, so then we're going to look over to the Owens Valley. It's runs up here. That's the water for LA. They pulled it out of Mono Lake and whatever, and pulled this water down into Los Angeles, so Los Angeles would have some water. And let's look for Kings Canyon again here. I think here's the Kings Canyon. And that is by Fresno. I think the Kings River runs down into Fresno. So down in the nooks and crannies must be where the and I've never been there, so I really don't know if that's where you see the giant sequoias. I've never been to Kings Canyon. So let's take this off and just look back and forth to these. The highest peak in the United States is right along in here. If I knew where Lone Pine was, I could pick it out. And I think 067 is Lone Pine. So we just went by it. So let's say this little area right in here has the highest peak. Anywhere along in there, doesn't much matter, I guess, unless you're trying to find it to climb it. Now we're at 40,000 feet. I can see Mono Lake up here. And then I start seeing possibilities for looking at. I'm a little early to look for. So let's see if I can turn on the autopilot. Let's see if how that works. See, so it's 40,000 feet. So it's going to hold that. So that came on. So now I don't have to worry about flying it. It's okay if the course goes over to the right because we want to cheat to the left a little bit to look for Yosemite if we can see it. But we should be pretty close to it. And it's going to be up here because I fly up the canyon out of Yosemite and then you pop over the hill and you're right at Mono Lake. So it's got to be right up in here. And whether this is part of Kings Canyon here, I know Fresno we're just is a little bit south and east from us. And Kings Canyon is right next to us, so that may be Kings Canyon right back there. Yeah, beautiful Sierras. So our course is running over to the right a little bit. Let's see if we can change our course. Heading up. Let's see if this moves over to the right. There we go. Up. See how that does for us. Yeah, here's the little bug right there. So let's move that back just slightly. Yeah, bug is right on there. There's Mono Lake. We'll look for Yosemite, which I think is going to be right down in there. That could be half dome that's hiding right back in there. I've never gone by at this altitude, 40,000 feet. But I think, oh, that might be a little, yeah, we're looking, yeah, because that's going to be the water system, Hetch Hetchy Reservoir. So it's going to be over in this canyon, right over in here is where Yosemite is. And we come back up, we come flying up this way up here, and then pop over to Mono Lake, and then we look back right here. We look back at the top of the Owens Valley right here, and Mammoth Mountain and Mammoth Lakes are right back in here. The ski resort. So people out of LA come up this way to find their skiing. And we're getting pretty close to, I don't know whether you see something here that reads out our distance. And they're probably on here someplace. I can see our destination, so we can start. Oh, we can look here. We just start going in. So we're a little over 100 nautical miles. This airplane has a speed brake on it, and this time we will see Lake Tahoe. There's Lake Tahoe right out there. So it's right next to Lake Tahoe is where we're coming down. So let's see if we can move our altitude. Yeah, we don't have any way to crank our altitude down. I don't have an altitude. So we just turn the altitude off, off, and we can pitch the nose down. We got to turn the autopilot off. No, it doesn't want to come down. I still see the 40,000 in there. There it goes. Yeah, so the altitude's off. Drop the nose down. And we're starting to see into the bottom of the Carson Valley, and we look over in here is where Kirkwood is, right over in there. Markleyville is over in here on the left. And Lake Tahoe just up on the left. Now take a closer look at that. Now we gotta take the power off and put the nose down. Get back. I don't need to get back on the tail. And we're still Mach 1 something. 395 right under us. And over here is Highway 88 coming in out of there. Highway 88 comes right out of there. It goes right up in there. It goes over to Lodi, which is just north of Stockton. And now we're going to bring the air brake up. Slow it down to landing speed. Get back on the tail. We need to get down to about 5,000 feet. There's Gardnerville. Son said yesterday he was up here. We flew by here yesterday, and he was actually at his house right here. He's got a tenant there, and they are going to re-landscape in there. So he was up in his old stomping grounds. Okay, get back on the tail. We're down to 200, so we can put the air brake away. Coming up on Minden. Here I can see Highway 50 going over the hill right here, over the valley. Highway 50 runs out and intersects Highway 80 way out to the east. Maybe Ely, somewhere out there. Ely, Elko. And it goes south to South Shore Lake Tahoe and then runs down to Sacramento. 80 also, which is up here in Reno, north here. That runs down. So we put the gear down and the flaps down. This feels like the autopilot's on. Autopilot turned back on. We'll look and see if we got the wheels down. So we're down at approach speed 150. Come in with some power. Keep it in the air. Get over lined up here. I saw a YouTube yesterday that said the TBM, you have to be careful with landing. There's only about 8 inches between the prop, bottom of the prop, and the runway. So if you hit hard and flat, you could have a prop strike. God, who knows what that would do to the engine. You have to go through that engine. That's going to cost you $1 million. Who knows? So we don't need to do a lot of taxiing around. These buildings may or may not be in their normal positions. Probably about the center of the airport. Pretend we go up here to the General Electric campus, which is not on the airport, but the engineers probably out here on the east side. We'll see if we see a big building out in here. No, we don't see one. So let's pretend this is the General Electric campus right here. They probably have a different story for it. Engineering department. Beautiful mountains here, huh? Here we go. Yeah, just a quick look around. And yeah, this used to be filled with water here. 10 million, a million years ago, 10 million years ago, who knows? But that's the story. I'm going to stick with it. Open this, shut the engines down. We have 2 of us in there. Yeah. Here's pilot, co-pilot. Now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to do night. I think we got a full moon right now, because in real life there's a full moon. So let's see if we can fly this at night with the full moon, since we can get well above 14,000 feet, and we're not going to hit anything. So we'll run it. We'll probably run it at 30, but we'll see the lights. Probably with the moonlight, you'll see the snow on the mountains, so you'll be able to see the mountains at night. I know it doesn't quite have the brightness when we lose a little bit of the brightness in the process. The YouTube recording process loses a little bit of the brightness. That's why I put the sun at midday to get the best resolution. And this has not been handcrafted, but the computer has definitely worked. You wouldn't be able to see the sides of the building. The computer fills that in, because this is all generated from a satellite photo, to the best of my knowledge. Okay, thanks for riding along. Bye-bye.